Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I release a legacy video every Friday. Hello everyone, Martin here back with another legacy video, and today I am playing Dimir Omnitell. This is a list, made a couple of very small adjustments, but more or less it's a list I played and had some decent results with a couple of months ago. Since then, Mysterized Village was came into the format, which I think skewed everyone that were like dabbling with this kind of deck towards Simic colors and away from Dimir, because obviously you want either a mountain or a forest in your deck to play Mysterized Village untapped. I think Mysterized Village kind of turned out to be a bit of a dud. It's obviously, I think it's a powerful card. I think it's a reasonable card to have somewhere in your 75, somewhere, I don't know, like one, two, or maybe even three copies if you want to. But I don't think it certainly didn't like pull up any trees the way I thought it might do. And I think having access to discard spells in Show and Tell is just pretty underrated. There's a lot of times where knowing what your opponent has really helps you inform your decisions. Um, and like, okay, if I cast Show and Tell, I'm gonna lose because opponent had like double Leyline Binding or something. I discarded one, but now I need to sort of wait until I also have Cunning Wish to win over the top of Leyline Binding, that kind of thing. Also, yeah, Cunning Wish. That's a card that divides some people. I actually like it. I think it is clunky, and if you can convince me that there's no real need to win at instant speed, then I think Cunning Wish can go. But I think having access to Cunning Wish is just nice. I don't know how many Leyline Binding decks I should expect to play against. Probably not very many at the time of recording, but you never know. But there's also just like other triggers where it's pretty sweet. It's very good, I think, in the mirror, in the Omnitel mirror. What else? Yeah, no, I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, no, I added a copy of Dream Halls. I play with this card from time to time. I just like that it is imminently castable in this deck, just hard castable. You don't need to show and tell it in, and once you have it in play, you can like cheat in an Omniscience, cheat in an Atraxa by pitching whatever. Yeah, it's there's a lot to like there. So yeah, I think that's probably it. So let's go play League. All right, we're on the play versus Jesus MTG. No one messes with the Jesus. Yeah, this is not playable, so let's mulligan. And I'll keep this. Let's get rid of Impulse. Yeah. So this, I'm gonna turn one Ponder. Oh, it's that deck, Leyline of the Guild Pact, Ancient Tomb, stock up. Yeah, I think I will take this. This is the deck that plays the that creature, the Scion of whatever, Scion of Draco, right? So they can like just play really big creatures early. Island, okay, Ponder. I feel like this probably isn't a deck that plays Wasteland when they shuffle on the Ponder. But I do expect a lot of force effects. That's where stock up is also like very good. Okay, so I think we want the land and the Thoughtseize. And so next turn we can Thoughtseize and then stock up again, probably, if we want to. Ooh, Underground Sea. Well, costs are being paid. Territorial Kavu. Power number and toughness equal to the number of basic land types. Sure. When it attacks, you can discard and then draw an exile. Yeah, sure. Okay. So this is a 5/5. So the clock is going to happen and be pretty fast. Alright, so that was good. Let's see here. I fetched down to 17, Ancient Tomb down to 15, Thoughtseize down to 13, fetch next turn down to 12. I take 5, I'm down to 7. But then I have, hopefully, I have Dream Halls and Atraxa and stuff. Yeah, let's Thoughtseize first, so we know, you know, that informs our stock up. Okay, double Force of Will, and then Leyline Binding. Yeah. Wait, does this make the lands tap for Rainbow, or does this still only tap? I guess it does, right? Because that's how they cast the friend here. Okay. Well, I mean, let's take a Force of Will and let's cast the stock up. Ideally, we find a Force of Will. We don't. That's unfortunate. Okay, let's take Lotus Petal and Ponder, I think, and we'll pass. Okay, so they probably discard. Well, I guess we don't know the card they drew. They gotta know that Leyline Binding is good here because we're showing them sort of show and tell properties. I get okay, so they just exile my stock up instead. They don't want to discard anything. Okay, that was a card they drew, the Flooded Strand. I guess they probably ponder here. No, they played the Scion, of course. Yeah. Okay. So they can Leyline Bind for 1 mana and Force right now. That's pretty powerful, but not unbeatable. So I think we do need to find Force of Will off of this ponder. Oh, we don't. Damn. I guess yeah, we have to shuffle this. That wasn't what we needed. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Like I have what 4, 5, 6 mana. I need 5 to cast the Dream Halls, which obviously they're gonna Force of Will. Well, I mean it's the play I have, so I'm gonna make it, and maybe they mess up and like think, oh, I can just Leyline Bind that. That's obviously pretty unlikely to happen, but I mean I would just snap off Force of Will here so quickly. Seeing my opponent tap out with lethal on the board. Yeah, alright. Let's move to the sideboard. I think I want the defense grids here. Probably not a lot else. I don't know if they would be a deck that has, like, they might have Lavinia or something like that, but I think the defense grids are pretty reasonable to bring in. I like the Cunning Wishes here. What do I shave? Maybe I shave like a Lorien Revealed and like a Ponder. Let's try that. Because I still like the rest of my disruption. Like I don't want to board out Thoughtseizes. I mean, I'll keep this on the strength of stock up. They have another leyline opening. All right, polluted delta, so we can fetch Undercity Sewers. And they are passing here. Have like a 1 mana piece of disruption here. That would be kind of annoying. Like if they have Flusterstorm or something, or Spell Pierce. Let's get rid of this land. Don't need more of that. And drew another one. Yikes. Well, I think I do stock up here and see if they want to fight over that, which I hope they don't because I don't really have a lot else going on, but I do like sort of spending my mana here. Ooh, that was nice. Okay, let's grab, I guess, Force of Will and Atraxa. Let's see, I have 3 mana, 4 mana, 5 mana, 6 mana, 8 mana in, 4 turns from now. I suppose arguments could be made for taking the Lotus Petal to make either Atraxa or Omniscience more castable. Okay, is this another Kabu? Oh, it's Carpet. Okay, sure. And we ponder. And they shuffle like that. Cunning Wish. Well, not sure about that. If I want to be using that, or what I might want to use that for. It just kind of makes my hand a bit redundant if I need to pitch something to Force of Will. Bellow, Bard of the Brambles. Not seen this card before. 3/3. During your turn, each non-equipment artifact and non-aura enchantment you control with mana 4 or greater is a 4/4 elemental. So their leyline is a 4/4 with haste. Yeah, I don't think I can afford to use my Force of Will on this. It's gonna make the leyline swing for 4 now. So the beats are on. So next turn I take 7. I draw a card. Wow, that's really good. Show and tell? Oh, okay. Brainstorm. I'll try that. That was not good. Well, I can put back a couple of lands here. I'm not going to have the time to make all these land drops, so that Pipe Dream is exactly that. Let's put back Basic Island and I guess Underground Sea. Maybe the Life Swing would have mattered. Because let's see, if I fetch and then Thoughtseize down to 10, then I take 7 next turn, I'm down to 3. But I have City of Traders. Yeah, I don't know. I still think Thoughtseize here is fair. Is a fair play. Force of Negation. Okay. That's actually fine. I mean, if they have Flusterstorm, it's annoying. But I guess by now Flusterstorm is not really going to do the job if I do actually spike the Show and Tell. Yeah, Show and Tell or Dream Halls. Those 5 cards are what I want. Okay. Scion of Draco. Does this get haste? Each non-equipment artifact. Yeah, it does. I have to force this then. I'm going to pitch Atraxa. So I'm at 4. They have 4 cards here, and yeah. Dampening Sphere. That's a problem. Yeah, I mean, if I force now, I also lose the ability to win. Defense Grid. Okay. GG's opponent. All right. Round 2 on the play. Yeah, I like this hand. We need something to put in with Show and Tell, but like if Ponder shows us Omniscience, or Atraxa, that'd be kind of cool. So we don't know what we're up against, obviously, so it's hard to really know. Oh, and there it is. So we can either take a turn off casting Thoughtseize next turn, or we can just put in the Omniscience. Well, let's see what the opponent is up to. If they go like Volcanic Island Dragon's Rage Channeler, then I am probably going to want to at least play around Daze by drawing the second petal. Oh, but that's not the case. What's this? Ignoble Hierarch. Okay. I feel good about just putting in Omniscience then, especially with our Cunning Wish. Let's just not let them see that we're a black deck. At least not yet. Put in Omniscience. They put in Gaius Cradle. Okay. Well, now I am going to show them that I'm a black deck. So it didn't really matter, but okay. Let's take the Once Upon a Time. Doesn't really matter. We'll just get the shared summons. And you see I have both shared summons and Firemind's Foresight / Release the Ants in the sideboard, which some would point out is a little bit of an overkill. And it is true that either one of those paths will lead to victory most of the time, but not all of the time. And like being able to win at instant speed requires Firemind's Foresight and Release the Ants. Whereas, plus there's just some situations where like your opponent has an ensnaring bridge or some other thing that just means you're not getting to attack. That's it. All right. The opponent concedes. They got to see a bit more of our deck. I think I like dress down here. And maybe I'll cut like one Thoughtseize. And what else? Maybe I'll cut a Lorien Revealed. Not sure about sinking to Stupor. That's sort of, it's nice to have if we need to bounce something, but like hopefully what we need to bounce also just gets dressed down. I don't know. Guess maybe I'll cut a Ponder. Oop, I didn't need to cut a Ponder. I just needed to cut two things. Yes, right. All right. Not having access to basic island is a little bit iffy, but I am going to keep this. Also, like if they have surgical extraction here, the risk is obviously Thoughtseize takes show and tell and then surgical, which would be kind of gnarly. They reveal Noble Hierarch. Okay, basic forest and Noble Hierarch. Okay, it's not a Thoughtseize opener. Yeah, dress down and Atraxa is a little bit of a non-bow. Wow. And they pitched Atraxa, so they are also they're I guess I don't know what's going on here. I was gonna say I guess they're a natural order deck, so they would have Atraxa, but like unmasked, really? Do they also have the surgical? Well, they're passing. I guess they didn't have the surgical. I'm in no hurry to get wastelanded here, so I'm just gonna play my snow-covered swamp. Unmask. Wow. And Green Sun's for 0, so we're getting Dried Arbor. You have the Cradle, maybe? Yep. So 3 mana now. Fiend Artisan. Okay, sure. So I probably want to dress down on my end of turn here, just to sort of time walk their Fiend Artisan. That will take me into Show and Tell. I really hope they're not playing Wasteland. Yeah, this can only be activated as a sorcery, so that's nice for us. My end of turn, I cast Dress Down. They have access to no black mana right now. Okay, now they do. But looks like we're not getting Thoughtseized. So Omniscience would be nice here. No Omniscience. I am going to... How does this work again? I forget. So they have to pay X. So right now they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. 7 mana. Say they have 8 mana next turn. I don't know. Maybe they're playing multiple Atraxas, but at least one of them is gone. Oh no! Yeah, I didn't think about that. Obviously, my construction of my mana base kind of bit me in the butt here. Yeah, that's no good. Okay, I think, well, we'll see what the surveil shows us, but I think I'm gonna probably try and just survive another turn and then impulse on their end of turn and see if I can find an Omniscience. Alright, our opponent disconnected but are back. I don't think I need another dress down. So let's put that in the graveyard. Yeah, I'll pass. We'll see. They will have the run of things next turn. So they can get some nasty effect for us here. The Hydra land. I take 2. Oh, does this not have to be tapped? It does have to be tapped. They're not using it? Interesting. So they're sitting on something maybe that they feel pretty good about. Think I will take Force of Will here. I suppose like I'm gonna show an Atraxa. If they don't really have anything, they can like find Grist next turn and just kill my Atraxa. So maybe that's not even that good. Do I stock up here instead? I mean, I think I do. Ancient Tomb is kind of good. I guess I'll take a Ponder. And I will... Oh, no, 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 no. Not pass. Oh, I clicked through my end step. I was supposed to just play out my Ancient Tomb here and not have to go to discard. And I will get rid of a Brainstorm. Okay, they have a lot of mana now, so if they can just find Crater Hoof, or I guess they can make this a biggin. So that's an 8/8. Still doesn't kill me. Drops me to 5. Okay, I'm gonna ponder first again to see if I can find that omniscience. No omniscience. I am gonna shuffle. So I think I'm dead if my opponent just plays it correctly, because I assume they have Grist in their deck. But I mean, let's see. Maybe they'll reveal something, like they'll put in the card that's in their hand. Let's put in Atraxa. They just had a land. Okay. Guess Omniscience and Show and Tell. And I'll take a Sink into Stupor and an Atraxa and a Polluted Delta. And then I expect to lose. Let's discard these Ancient Tombs and I guess the Polluted Delta as well. Another Ignoble, or rather an Ignoble Hierarch. I think they can do this, right? So this requires 4 mana to get Grist. Okay, right now they have 8 in the pool. They have access to 9, 10, 11 if they want to tap this, but I'm guessing they don't. Okay. This is a 7/7. Does it have some sort of evasion? I think they were. I don't know their deck, but do they have a way to sacrifice a creature here? Because I'm just going to block this layer, right? I'll gain a bunch of life, and I'll win once I untap. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I thought for sure they had me there. There is the Show and Tell. Let's put in Omniscience. Cast Atraxa. That should be GG's. I would assume. But I also have the stock up. They were just Cunning Wish. Another Atraxa, whatever. And I'll just get the shared summons once more. And we cast Emrakul. Okay. Alright, so we took that one. Thought I was losing that game, so that's interesting. Let's go for round number 3. On the draw for round number 3. This hand is not very exciting, but I am going to keep it. Opponent mulligans to 6 meanwhile. I mean, if we do just draw like an Atraxa or an Emrakul, we get to turn 1 Show and Tell, which is kind of fun. Up against the blue deck, though, I don't think I want to do that. Alright, we didn't draw it anyways, so let's just float this delta here. Hedge Maze could mean the mirror, could mean like Nadu. They like what they saw. Could be Bug Beans, for all I know. Maybe we'll get stifled now. That would honestly be a bit annoying, but at least we have more lands. Okay, didn't happen. I'll take the Cunning Wish. That's something I can pitch to my Force of Will. Or alternatively, something that wins if we find Omniscience. Oh no, it's a wasteland. So probably Bug Beans then? We are pretty resilient to Wasteland, but it does mean that getting this Mystic Sanctuary off the ground is not going to be easy. They don't shuffle. Atraxa. So I can cast Show and Tell with Force Backup playing around Daze, or I can wait 1 turn and then do it playing around Spell Pierce. I think I like that actually. I think if they had Thoughtseize, they would have Thoughtseized me on their last turn. Doesn't mean they can't draw Thoughtseize, or I can't be wrong, but yeah. This deck has white mana as well. Is this like a Leyline Binding deck? Then. Again, they liked what they found on top. I wouldn't mind drawing a Thoughtseize here, or an Omniscience, I guess. Let's try this Show and Tell business. Brainstorm, okay. So they were drawing the card that they liked on top. This could also be a mirror then. I don't know. This is a little bit unexpected, but let's see. I'm putting in Atraxa. They didn't put in anything. Atraxa triggers. Okay. Let's take the Omniscience. Let's take Lotus Petal. Let's take Force of Will. Let's take Stock Up, I think, and Ancient Tomb. And the Atraxa. I suppose casting or taking a Thoughtseize would have made sense as well. But yeah. Double Force, Atraxa in play. This looks pretty good for us, I think. Let's get rid of Mystic Sanctuary and Polluted Delta, I think. The little ponder that could. Don't shuffle, okay. Here's some white mana being tapped to Fairy. Yeah, I don't think so. Pitch the Cunning Wish. And they concede, okay. So, some kind of 4-color Wasteland deck. I think Defense Grid is reasonable. They could have Veil of Summer, but I don't expect many copies of that. I still think Thoughtseize is fine. They could have something like Lavinia. So maybe Dress Down having access to that would be kind of nice. Maybe just one copy. If I'm to be expecting Leyline Binding, then I want Cunning Wish, but if not, then I'm okay cutting Cunning Wish. I'll cut a Ponder again. And oof, I don't know. I guess I'll cut one Thoughtseize. Alright. I'll keep this hand, I guess. I like that it is somewhat resilient to a Thoughtseize. Obviously, like Thoughtseize attracts us. Surgical, again, is a problem. Ooh, and there is Leyline Binding. They didn't want it. Oh, why am I fetching here? I thought I was... Ugh. Thought I was going to... thought I was going to cast a Ponder. The question is, do I get Undercity Sewers here, get a bit of value, play into a Wasteland? I think I do. Like, if they have Wasteland, then that's also a turn they're not developing. I'll leave this Force of Will on top. If they do Wasteland me here, it is somewhat bad. Decline to shuffle. Okay. Just that open mana, huh? Makes me think they have something they can do if I try to put Show and Tell on the stack. Underground Sea. So no Meticulous Archive to Surveil. Currently no white mana. Uro, okay. Uro, old buddy, old pal. And they put in Savannah. It's like if they have Force Veil of Summer right now, that's pretty bad for us. If they have just the white Leyline to put in, then I lose 2 cards out of my hand. They lose 1. But then I get the Atraxa trigger, so I'm kind of interested in that. I could also just take the turn casting Stock Up, but I kind of want to put Show and Tell on the stack while they don't have access to blue mana. Force of Will, pitch, what, Murktide. I'll Force of Will, pitch Atraxa. Okay. Show and Tell resolves, putting in Atraxa. I'm expecting white Leyline. There it is. That's fine. Or, it's not fine, but it is expected. So let's hope for a good Atraxa trigger here. Okay, Show and Tell. That was pretty good. Omniscience. Force of Will. And Snow-Covered Island. Let's go for those. And I think we just pass here. There's a Wasteland. Okay. And they take out my Underground Sea. They can tap out here and put Uro into play. Yup. Uro triggers, and they put a land into play. Alright, so if they have, like, Flusterstorm here, that's a little bit annoying. Also, if they have another white Leyline, that's really bad. But, so, and I mean, I could try and stock up first, but I think it's okay. Like, let's let's risk it here. We put in Omniscience. Gross. Okay. Now they probably just get to win. Yeah, now they get to. We're on a 3-turn clock and they're drawing two cards a turn. So it's obviously not great. And another Wasteland. How many were that? That's just the second one. There's Emrakul. Okay, let's fetch a basic island and cast Stock Up. And they're casting Rock Shasa's Bargain. I'm going to concede here and move on to game number 3. And I'm going to bring back my third Thoughtseize and my third Cunning Wish. And I probably don't even want the defense grids. Like, I don't want to resolve a defense grid and then they get their turn and cast like Teferi or whatever. Consign to Memory is also a nice way to beat the ley line. Let's board out Sink into Stupor for that. Yeah, and we submit. I'll keep these. And I will try to turn 2 Stock Up here. I think so, at least. I don't know. We've done a pretty decent job playing around rather Daze. I don't know if that's even in the opponent's deck. I think I'm actually going to lead on Undercity Sewers again. Just get the Surveil. We're not doing anything on turn 1. I will keep the Petal to play around the aforementioned Daze. And if they Wasteland us here, I guess that's okay. That just resets the game. Please don't Thoughtseize me. No! How dare you? Okay. They are Thoughtseizing me here. They might take Omniscience if they think I'm drawing Show and Tell, but the correct play is to take the Stock Up, obviously. So I have to be mindful of what my Verdant Catacombs actually is able to fetch here. If I wanted to fetch an island, it can only fetch the one underground sea. Ponder. I'm gonna ponder here. If they have Bowmasters, that's a card we just have to live with. It looks like they do. Yep, there's Bowmasters. Yeah, I think I draw the Force of Will and then I draw Stock Up on my next turn. And now they have a Wasteland, of course. Okay, so I'm gonna play the Petal again, just to be able to play around like a Spell Pierce. Maybe I should have fetched because I know there's an Omniscience on top of the deck that I don't think I want. Yeah, that sucked. Guess we take a Cunning Wish and the Omniscience. We could take a land here if we are worried that they have a second Wasteland. Okay, that's not a second Wasteland. They are also not sitting on any green mana currently, which is good for us. I'm down to 10. My life total is dwindling here. 7. Yeah, still miles away from casting the Omniscience. Let me just check. Do I have anything worthwhile in the sideboard? Not really. I think I'll play it nonetheless, and we'll pass. Okay, so we have like potentially 2 turns to just top deck and like a Show and Tell. Another Stock Up wouldn't be the worst. Come on, Show and Tell. Show and Tell. It's not Show and Tell. We will pass. Do they have a Hedge Maze? I think they do, right? I think they showed us that in game 1. But they don't get it because they want a bargain. Yeah. You know what? So I go to 6, I go to 4. If I have Force of Will this. Like if I hard cast the Force. So I go to 4, then I go to 3. I go to 1 rather on their next combat step. I think I'm gonna let this resolve. I suppose I could cost me my Petal, then I don't have to tap the Ancient Tomb, then I'm at 6. Maybe I'm supposed to do that. Yeah. This looks like Teferi mana being tapped. Yeah. Let's try and counter Teferi. Yeah, again, I think that was a misplay. I think that I was supposed to, again, use the line I chose not to use last turn on the bargain. So I was supposed to hard cast that so that I would be able to force pitching a card on my turn instead. Now I can't do that anymore, so like you'd think they have a counterspell. They've seen some kind of counterspell in the first 22 cards of their deck. Make that 23. Yeah, what am I hoping for here? I guess just straight up show and tell. They do not shuffle. And that was not it. Alright, GG's opponent. Alright, on the draw for round number 4. And I'm going to keep this hand and try to find a land with my Ponder. And hope I don't get, like, the Sink into Super discarded. Okay. Chrome Mox pitching Fury, or imprinting Fury. Holy moly. Fable of the Mirror Breaker, costing you 3 cards. Okay. Alright. Let's play this and pay 3 life and cast Ponder, and please find a soul land. Not a soul land, but this is good enough. Alright. Passing here, we have to not get like Blood Mooned and or like Trinisphered. Chalice for 1 is fine. I guess it's not. Like, hang on, I'm not winning here. I have to Brainstorm has to sort of get me there, I guess. I guess Chalice for 1 would actually be really annoying. What's this? Howl Squad Heavy. Other goblins have haste. Beginning of combat on your turn, create goblin, max speed, blah blah blah, whatever. I'm not pointing force of will at this. Question is, do I, like, if Brainstorm, like, doesn't hit, I just lose, right? Then I'm Brainstorm locked. So, I can't help myself. Like a moth to a flame, I am casting this show and tell. Putting in Omniscience and Hail Mary Brainstorm. Why? Why, Brainstorm? Why? Okay. So, how dead am I? Other goblins have haste. At the beginning, make a 1/1. So, next turn, they get to make 2 1/1s. And attack me for 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. So, I drop to 6, then I take my turn, then I'm dead. Yep. Well, that sucked. Alright. I think I want the Force of Negation here over a Thoughtseize. And that probably is it. Yeah, we'll keep this, and this is turn 2 show and tell, depending on what they do. They are on a mulligan. Alright, they found 6 they like. I'm going to fetch Basic Island, get away from the Blood Moon fear. Ponder, show me, okay. Ponder shows me Omniscience. Yeah, I'm gonna draw Omniscience and then draw Petal. So like if they go turn 1 Blood Moon here, my Ancient Tomb no longer casts Omniscience, or cast Show and Tell rather, but the Petal will allow that next turn. Cavern of Souls on Goblin, okay. So let's see. Show and Tell, like why would I want Petal here? I don't think I do. Like if they have Mindbreak Trap, then Petal is actively like not what I want. Oh, okay, sure. Red Blasts. Yeah, okay. I will pass. And then I should have played the Petal, I guess, because like now the Mindbreak Trap play is still a thing. Okay, do they have another Monkey Blast is the question here. I don't think I can really afford to not try and cast Show and Tell. So, Omniscience is my choice, and they have Trinisphere. Damn. So if they just untap with another Blast here, they would need another mana, but that's still really good. Okay, but they're just passing. Okay. Well, let's cast the stock up. It's going to cost me 3 mana, so Nothing sort of gained here. Oh, Christ. Um, None of this is good. Guess I'll take Ponder and uh, Polluted Delta. I don't know. And I will play a land here and pass. Okay, they are still also not, you know, they need to find their second land, or third land rather. I'm going to fetch Undercity Sewers and just show me Atraxa or Emrakul. Don't think we need a Brainstorm. Okay, we can cast 2 spells this turn at least. So let's try that. It's going to cost us 4 life. They could Monkey Blast now if they have drawn a Spirit Guide and have a Red Blast, but if that was the case, I'm sure they would have killed my Omniscience. Cunning Wish and Lorien Revealed. Okay. Alright. I am going to pass the turn here and hope I get another turn. Once I do, I'm going to, okay, on their end step, I'm going to Cunning Wish for Sublime Epiphany. Okay, that drew the concession. Trinisphere, huh? Alright, so don't think I change anything here. I'm just going to resubmit. They begin the game with 7 cards, which is kind of frightening. I'm going to keep, though. I think this hand is just about good enough to keep, but yeah. And looks like a Chalice. Okay. Currently shuts off 1 card in my hand. Guess I will play the Lotus Petal. Also, I think I should have played Underground Sea just to sort of incentivize them prioritizing Blood Moon. Okay. Goblin Rabblemaster. Okay. The rabbling is on. How about a Show and Tell? I guess I am going to cast Stock Up here at the cost of my Lotus Petal. Omniscience and, no, so rather Show and Tell and Ancient Tomb, right? Okay. So they can't cast Pyroblast, so that's good. If they have like a Trinisphere, that's bad. Another Rabblemaster is also a little bit scary here, but like if they don't have Trinisphere in hand, then I think we're gonna win with what we have. If they do have Trinisphere, and we still have the Atraxa, I'm gonna be at like not very much life though. Yeah, we'll see. Alright, here comes Show and Tell. I am gonna put in Omniscience. Oh, I guess if they have Trinisphere, oh, they have Emrakul. That's pretty sweet. Okay. But I mean, we're still gonna beat that. I feel pretty sure about. Just need to find our own Emrakul. And there he is in the form of Cunning Wish. Yeah, alright. Sweet. And opponent concedes. Okay, cool. Alright, round number 5. Positive record on the line here. I'm on the draw, and I have to mulligan this, unfortunately. And I'm going to keep this. And bottom... I think maybe it's the polluted... no, the flooded strand. I mean, I don't know. Well, currently we don't have anything to show and tell in, but we could draw that. But it looks like we're not going to be allowed to do that. Guessing show and tell is going to go here. Unless they just... Okay. Maybe they have a counterspell. Or maybe they have something like a Gristlebrand or a Traxa to show and tell in. Or maybe they're psychic and they knew we were just drawing another show and tell. Bruises Saga. So this is like... This could be some kind of storm deck. Yeah, okay. Like Beseech the Mirror type thing. Necrodominance, okay. With Thoughtseize. This might be the thing where they... No, I was gonna say the Soul Spike deck I've seen. Okay, so they're going down to 0 cards here. And drawing a bunch EOT. Well, we can't really stop it here. The best we can hope for is, I guess, um, Omniscience would be the best thing possible here. They drew 7. I'll take a Brainstorm. Okay, they need to discard 2 of those 7 they drew. What was Candy Trail? Yeah, okay. There's the Brainstorm. Okay, please, Brainstorm. Something good here. Omniscience or... Ugh, okay. Alright, let's put back the Lotus Petal and a copy of Show... Oh, hang on. Maybe we want Lotus Petal. Yeah, let's put back a copy of Show and Tell. We'll put back Flooded Strand and then a copy of Show and Tell. This isn't super exciting, but we can Cunning Wish for, I don't know, like Surgical Extraction or Force of Negation, I guess. But I mean, I'm just gonna lose to fucking constructs, aren't I? We let this duress resolve. They take the Force of Will, okay. And they draw down to 3 life here. Man, imagine if I had Lightning Bolt in the sideboard. They exiled a bunch of lands and a Chrome Box, okay. Well, I stacked this the wrong way. If I'd stacked it with the Flooded Strand instead, I could have at least cast Lorien Revealed, I mean. They are not making another construct here. They get another LED. Okay. Well, the construct is going to have me dead in 2 swings anyway, so there's a Wish Claw Talisman, sure. They use it. Okay, so now I have the Wish Claw Talisman, and they duress. Boo. Is that what they got, you wonder? So what if I Cunning Wish? I mean, I'm just going to let this resolve. If they can't kill me, then I have Wish Claw Talisman, which means I have Omniscience next turn. But I'm assuming they can kill me. Lotus Petal, let's say if things are entering the exile zone, yeah. Let's beseech the mirror. Okay. We can concede now. And I think we want Grafdigger's Cage is, it's not clear to me. I guess I should have seen if they went to get a Gay as well. 1 dress down for construct things. 1 Flusterstorm and 1 Force of Negation, and we can keep the Consign of Memory in the sideboard to get with Cunning Wish. I'm gonna board out the Sink into Stupor, the Lorien Revealed, and a basic island. And submit. Yeah, this slaps. This works. Opponent mulligans to 6. It is annoying playing against infinite discard spells when you're a combo deck as well. This is definitely a spot where the Simic version would have been good. Okay, so basically we have to take the Infernal Tutor, and then we're getting Thoughtseize. We could also take a Lion's Eye Diamond, but no. It's Infernal Tutor. Oh no, they drew something worth spending Dark Ritual mana on. Their hand is Petal LED plus an unknown. What would that unknown have to be? Like Echo of Eons maybe? Or Necrodominance? Yeah. Oh, Wish Claw, okay. So, I don't think they can use this right now. Okay. I pretty much have to play out my City of Traders here and at least maintain the illusion that I can Cunning Wish for something relevant. Which is only half not true, right? I can wish for what do you call it? I can wish for Surgical Extraction. Okay, So the Wish Claw has resolved ad nauseum. From 18 life, 2 LEDs are gone. Ugh. Yeah, it is basically Wish for surgical or bust here. I could Cunning Wish, get surgical, take their dark rituals. I mean, they have a bevy of like Chrome Moxen, and yeah, I'm not gonna do anything here. Well, I'm not gonna have a hand, but I'm gonna have the Wish Claw Talisman if I get another turn, I guess. There's Gay as well. They're still going. They're at 4 life. Like their tendrils flipping here is gonna, or like beseech the mirror. This seems pretty reckless. They've been at 4 life for 3 flips, and they're dead. Okay, interesting. I guess they know that, like, if they stopped at Necrodominance or at Vault of Whispers, I guess, and then they cast their first Dark Ritual, I can Cunning Wish for surgical and take their Infernal Tutor, which at that point was, no, they still had the Wish Claw as well. I don't know. Well, I think we just got out of jail there. Maybe having the Force of Negation in the sideboard to wish for is better. Completely results biased, obviously, but yeah. And I guess like Gaius Will is in their deck, so bringing in a Grafdigger's Cage is reasonable, I think. I think I have to mulligan this. I'll keep this, and I'll get rid of a Brainstorm. And oh yeah, I was acting like it was my turn. Yeah, Thoughtseize. Good question what they take here. Yeah, okay. Take the Force. Maybe they can just go now. There's LED. And Mox Opal. Okay, and then they pass. Thoughtseize you. I mean, I think it has to be the Beseech the Mirror, right? This is fun magic. They discard me twice now. Wonder what they take. I think their best draw is like Urza's Saga, to be honest. There's Duress with the same art. I noticed they had a different art Duress as well. They take my Thoughtseize, and I guess, what, Show and Tell? Since I have 2 cantrips? You'd imagine it would be Show and Tell. No, okay, it's Ponder. I think I Brainstorm. I am mindful of how Brainstorm has betrayed me earlier. I don't know. What do you say here? Let's put back Show and Tell and Dress Down. I'll play Mystic Sanctuary. That's nowhere close to actually doing anything. Chrome Box, okay. I don't think that gets them in anywhere. Oh, okay, yeah. Wonder, what are you getting here? You're sacking LED for triple black. I guess Necrodominance. They drew 8, and what gets exiled here? Candy Trail, Sea Traders, Urza's Saga. And here comes Duress. I'm not going to play the Dress Down. Then they just get to Duress my Show and Tell. Which might still be correct because it would get me a card deeper. I mean, I don't know. Drawing some more cards, I guess. Yeah, drew 5. Now they have to discard 2 more. More Urza's Saga getting discarded. Okay, let's at least pretend like we could have Force of Will. I do expect to die here. No, they're passing. They have to draw more cards then, because, I mean, they're not going anywhere other than that. That was the last thing they could draw. And they concede. How anticlimactic. Okay. I'll take it. All right, so trying to recap here. The league didn't go spectacularly well, I have to say. It was also a little bit of a weird league. I played against, I think, 2 sort of off-the-wall decks. The Leyline of whatever it's called. Everything is every basic land type. and the final deck here, the Saga Storm with Necrodominance. I hope you still enjoyed it. I mean, I think this deck is pretty neat. I think you could certainly make the argument that swapping Thoughtseizes for like Spell Pierce or Flusterstorm and then just being mono blue could be a way to go. But because we're an Ancient Tomb City of Traders deck, like we're always going to be at least somewhat vulnerable um, to Wasteland, I think. And I do think having discard is like somewhat better than having like Spell Pierces. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I think this deck is pretty sweet. I would certainly run it again. Maybe the sideboard can be tuned a bit better than it is right now. Oops, it is, by the way, not set so that you can see all the cards. Let me just. Yeah, like there are other bullets you could want to have. I'm also not sure about the Graveyard Hate if that really plays. I initially played this list with 4 Leyline of the Void, but in a world where there is like a lot of Reanimator, where your F4X attracts a deck, then Leyline isn't actually good enough a lot of the time. Like, there are going to be a lot of the time where they can just discard attracts out of your hand and reanimate it. So I think I like Grafdigger's Cage more. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for me today. Thanks so much for watching. Please do the whole YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. It actually does really help. And I'll be back with some more Legacy. Bye bye.